What's up? Is that appeal to heaven flag working now? This is I got you crazy again, wanting to give you the word of the Lord today. A message from the Most High. And when the king asked the woman, she told him. So the king appointed unto her a certain officer, saying, Restore all that was hers, and all the fruits of the field since the day that she left the land, even until now. And it came to pass that he was telling the king how he had restored a dead body to life, that, behold, the woman whose son had restored to life cried to the king for her house and for her land. And what is it? Gehazi said? I haven't looked that name up at all, so I have no idea who that is. My lord, O king, this is the woman, and this is her son, whom Elijah restored to life. And the woman said to Elijah, Now by this I know that thou art a man of God, and that the word of the Lord in thy mouth is truth. And Saul knew David's voice, and said, Is this thy voice, my son David? And David said, It is my voice, my lord, O king. And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brothers seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto your brother, or thy brother. You shall do the same with his donkey, and so you do with his garment. And with any lost thing of your brother's which he has lost, and you have found, you shall do likewise. You must not hide yourself. And said unto the woman, Now we believe not because of thy saying, for we have heard him ourselves, and know that this is indeed the Christ, the Savior of the world. Said he not unto me, She is my sister? And she even herself said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. And if thou wilt walk before me as David thy father walked, in integrity of heart and in uprightness to do according to all that I have commanded thee, and will keep my statutes and my judgments, then I will establish the throne of thy kingdom upon Israel forever, as I promised to David thy father, saying, There shall not fail thee a man upon the throne of Israel. Yeah, it's pretty good. Sometimes while I read or I'm speaking, I'm just totally like there. And then I can go back and see it in the past, I see it in the future, and I see it now, even though it's not happened yet. But I would say that it's not my hand that finds these scriptures. I'll tell you that, because I always think I can't outdo myself with putting these scriptures together, and every time then I feel like I do. So I'm like, that could only be God. So the other thing that I wanted to do is share with you a few things that I find to be synchronistic with whatever I'm trying to do with God. It'll be like books will just show up at random, like somebody will leave a book somewhere. It'll be like a piece of trash flying on the road it looks like it's got writing on it. I pick it up and it tells me exactly what I need to know. It's like every single mail, piece of mail, survey, just anything, everything. All that is answering me supernaturally. And then going back towards when COVID happened, I was just putting so much stuff together because I realized that everything I had, mostly given to me or that I've bought ever since I knew that this was how God was trying to talk to me. The other way he talks to me is through what do they call it in marketing? Product, the arrangement of things that are being marketed or subliminal messages. Yeah. I started realizing that I could put together subliminal messages using just multiple combination of different ways to get what the spiritual world is trying to tell me, which includes tarot cards, numerology, astrology, and even at that, I want to say something about that. If you don't believe that Jesus was a mystic, then Lord help us all. Okay? That was only 3 years of Jesus's life recorded, right? I mean, you don't even know what experiences he had before he started a ministry or started going against everything that everyone believed. And then, obviously dying on the cross and his blood washing all of our sins, which I don't think people take that seriously. I think that they don't realize that once they've repented and turned, it's like our memory forgets all the things God does. And all we do is focus at the bad, which I think is like a genetic alteration to humanity at some point in time. Because this isn't the first time they've been doing genetic engineering. There's nothing new under the sun. These are all things that have been done before. So, like Daniel, God makes everything. God makes everything. And so, bottom line is any tools available to not have this world turn into a nuclear disaster, in my opinion, needs to be looked at. In addition to technology systems, enterprise systems, and how all these electronic records are floating around and how our information is being sold and there's no laws to protect us against our genetic code. Well, okay. So you see, I think must have been some sort of lie Satan came up with saying all that was bad, because all Satan can do is create what God has already created for good. He'll take it for bad and then puts a bad rap on it. So there's a lot of things in, call it bad witch, good witch, good witch, bad witch, black, white. Words are spelling. You're casting spells with your words. Anyways, I digress from that. So moving forward, I was getting these organized things together, and because it was just coming out of my hand anyways, I didn't need these things, but these are things to like back it up and then write down as quickly as I could everything I've been getting, and it's been 2 years of this. And so you could only imagine if you're trying to record everything you're doing, uh, trying to create like a live memory thing where I could just go back and play the whole thing. Who knows what we'd see? Seriously, I'm not even kidding. Um, because I can go back and look at something that I've done, and I can instantly remember it. Like I have photographic memory. So what is hard for me is that I forget what I've already done, or I don't even remember doing some of them. Um, but anyways, so I thought um, I would go into one of these. It's not that I want to, it's more like I don't have a choice. Ah! It's not that I don't have a choice. I have a choice. It's just I fear God. So I'm gonna bring this. This table is all dirty. Anyways, so I'm gonna try and record this as I do it. So bear with me. Yeah, you like these signs here? That's right. Except for our new friends down the block. They can come over. Oh yeah, and this. Oh yeah, in God we trust. And then it says respect. And yes, Dutch appeal to heaven flag. It's a little dirty. Sorry about that. Alright. I'm gonna put my phone down while I grab this. So wait, you see this? I have put stuff in baggies, trying to keep it in order of date. Because that's what I was instructed to do. So now I'm going to open this bag. So hold on. And we'll just go through it one by one, okay? And probably whatever order I put it in is probably the order it should be in. And there's going to be lots of chicken scratch because sometimes I have to draw it out and then I get interrupted, and so I have to. So, anyways, and then I get just epiphanies after epiphanies after epiphanies, and I'm just trying to document it. Hopefully, I can go back later and figure it out. So, I thought this book just so cleverly ended up in my hand. So, one thing about books is you always want to know who it is you're listening to. Fractal Publishing Group. I guarantee that this publishing group is pushing propaganda in a major way. Oh, by the way, I'd like to say this. You see how it says it's printed in China? Now, isn't that funny? Because did you know, or did you realize that all our Bibles are being printed in where? China. So they could change that at any time and send us Bibles that don't have even real scriptures in it. So, ain't that some stuff? Now, we'll just read a few pages and then we'll move on, I thought. Okay, so here's what I seen here. So, Teddy Roosevelt is here with us now. Okay? He is. And they love for me to read to them. Because it's like they can't read, or they know what they wrote, but they can't read in my head. I have to speak it out loud to them so that they can hear me. And to be honest, I had to tell King Solomon he had to bounce because he was bugging me so much. There has never yet been a man in our history who led a life of ease, whose name is worth remembering. Yeah, it's gonna go on and say some stuff. And how do you even know that these quotes are real? You'd have to actually go to the freaking uh United States Library in DC to validate. I mean, anybody could write anything in these books. In fact, a lot of Christian books that say they're Christian and have all this that's what they use too, is books. And they'll write it in such a way, and then people just read them and it just kind of gets adopted. So let's just see what other words Teddy has to say today. A nation must first take care to do well its duties within its own borders, but must not make of that fact an excuse for failing to do those of its duties, the performance of which lie without its own borders. That's pretty good, huh? That's America. Okay, now let's look at this one. Woe will beset this country if we draw lines of distinction between class and class, or creed and creed, or along any other line save that which divides good citizenship from bad citizenship. All right, thanks, Teddy. Moving on. Lincoln's here. He's all like, yeah, you don't ever read to me out loud anymore. I'm like, yeah, sorry. I have to speed read sometimes. Okay, now look at this. You'll never believe where I got this. Now this I found myself. Look at that flower there, though. Um, I was in a hidden library, no doubt, in Portland, and no, in Eugene, and I walk into like a Salvation Army or something type thrift store or whatever. No joke, they had a library in there off to the back, like you had to walk down a hall to get to, and I just kind of wandered. I saw the books, and only God could do this, to put the right books in my hand at the right time. Which I also, I mean, because back I even knew then, before COVID and everything, I've known some things. I knew in 2013 that He was really talking to me. I just didn't understand everything, and then everything got tripped up. But now, I have some books that are so old. I Knew Hitler, the book that his like secretary person wrote. Anyways, and I got it for $5.99. Look at that. So see, I got this January 2nd, 18. So it would have had to be around that. Look at this. And you know what else? You know how the dead talk to you is through books and music, lyrics and poetry, art. Like, who knows who this guy is? It's a cool signature, though. But when they write in these books, or underline stuff, or highlight stuff, or put a star by something, and it's already written in here, some people write full out notes. And when I read that, those notes, those writings, I know instantly that God's talking to me. See, in real time, I know that. It's a rule it's a rule of my entire seeing ability. What up, Abe? The letters and speeches of Abraham Lincoln. Leon Prince, member of the Pennsylvania Bar and professor of history and economics in Dickinson College, author of A Bird's Eye View of an American History. Professor of English and German, Walls College. Notice how it's Prince and Christmas. Oh man, only God can do that. Look at this. These books are over 100 years old. Okay, look at that. 1912. I can't even write these. I gotta keep them in plastic. Not the Theodore Roosevelt one, but certain ones I have. Oh, and if you saw my coin collection and everything that has landed in my way from crystals to X, Y, and Z, I buy this stuff that it's crazy. In preparing this text to produce a working, okay, let's not even worry about that. Let's look for the farewell speech. Oh, there wasn't a farewell speech. He got shot. Abraham Lincoln's my favorite president, by the way. I have another video I did of our downtown by our Capitol building because, believe it or not, I guess the governor of Idaho, or they were trying to make Idaho a state, and so the guy that was working on that was supposed to be with Abe Lincoln at that theater when he got shot, but he didn't go. Now that's ironic. And then the other thing that's ironic is when I was in a state of delirium, I was yelling out, "I know who shot Abe Lincoln! I know who shot Abe Lincoln!" which I thought was really bizarre as well. So anyways, let's see. Oh, he did. Oh, there's a farewell. Oh, I know where we should go though. You see that? Address in Independence Hall. February 22nd, 1861. All right. Okay, you want some instant, talk about instant, instant. I mean, we were just talking about this. Independence Hall, what page? 72. I do think it's funny that Lincoln was from Illinois. And actually, I've walked in his house there in Springfield when I was younger. Oh, whoa, I just kind of came up on this right here. My friends, no one not in my situation can appreciate my feeling of sadness at this parting. To this place and the kindness of these people I owe everything. Here I have lived a quarter of a century and have passed from a young man to old man. Here my children have been born and one buried. I now leave not knowing when or whether ever I may return, with a task before me greater than that which rested upon Washington. Without the assistance of the divine being who ever attended him, I cannot succeed. With that assistance, I cannot fail, trusting in him who can go with me and remain with you and be everywhere for good. Let us confidently hope that all will yet be well. To his care commending you, as I hope in your prayers you will commend me, I bid you an affectionate farewell. This is the Independence Hall one. I am filled with deep emotion at finding myself standing in this place, Independence Hall, where we collected together the wisdom, the patriotism, the devotion to principle from which sprang the institutions under which we live. So this is like he's speaking to us right now, guys. like he's here with us. He's right here, okay? And it gives me chills. Oh, God, I can barely hold my phone. It's making me all shaky. You have kindly suggested to me that in my hands is the task of restoring peace to our distracted country. I can say in return, sir, that all the political sentiments I entertain have been drawn so far as I have been able to draw them from the sentiments which originated in never had a feeling originated in and were given to the world from this hall. I have never had a feeling politically that did not spring from the sentiments embodied in the Declaration of Independence. I have often pondered over the dangers which were incurred by the men who assembled here and framed and adopted that declaration. I have pondered over the toils that were endured by the officers and soldiers of the army who achieved that independence. I have often inquired of myself what great principle or idea it was that kept this confederacy so long together. It was not the mere matter of separation of the colonies from the motherland, but that sentiment in the Declaration of Independence which gave liberty not alone to the people of this country, but hope to all the world for all future time. Sorry, it's making me emotional, actually. Sorry. Um, you just have to forgive me. Okay. That sentiment in the Declaration of Independence, which gave liberty not alone to the people of this country, but hope to all the world for future time. Now that's America's prophecy. It was that which gave promise that in due time the weights would be lifted from the shoulders of all men, and that all should have an equal chance. This is the sentiment embodied in the Declaration of Independence. Now, my friends, can this country be saved on that basis? If it can, I will consider myself one of the happiest men in the world if I can help to save it. If it cannot be saved upon that principle, it will be truly awful. But if this country cannot be saved without giving up that principle, I was about to say I would rather be assassinated on this spot than surrender to it. God, he predicted his own death. Now, in my view of the present aspect of affairs, there is no need of bloodshed and war. There is no necessity for it. I am not in favor of such a course, that I may say in advance that there will be no bloodshed unless it is forced upon the government. The government will not use force unless force is used against it. My friends, this is wholly an unprepared speech. I did not expect to be called on to say a word when I came here. I suppose I was merely to do something toward raising a flag. I may therefore have said something indiscreet, but I have said nothing but what I am willing to live by, and if it be the pleasure of Almighty God to die by. That's deep. This book, I was staying in Sun Valley, and it was just like right in front of my door. So I was like, okay, talk about God just putting something on you. Now, this is coming out of Sun Valley, all right? Sun Valley, you should know by now, is where they have that's where everybody meets on July 4th, the week of July 4th. They all come to Sun Valley. I mean, if you know, wanted to be specific, you would know that, trust me, I've seen so much stuff. I can't make it up. I mean, anyways, but just look at this for a minute. Who is John William in Sun Valley? Rustle of Trade, paperback bookworm. Who are these people? Because, you get what I'm saying? I'm not going to go through this other than to show you. In communist Russia, there were still smart people who didn't rule, unlike Animal Farm, teaching Marxism. Germany and England, maybe. Ideas of communism. Explanations. Napoleon. By Karl Marx. Stalin. So here's like where war strategy starts coming in. Look, imagery, propaganda. All right, let's read this real quick. Beasts of England, beasts of Ireland, beasts of every land and clime, hearken to my joyful tidings of the golden future time. Soon or late in the day is coming, tyrant man shall be overthrown, and the fruitful fields of England shall be trod by beasts alone. Rings shall vanish, sorry, so shaky. Sorry. Rings shall vanish from our noses, and the harness from our back. Bit and spur shall rest forever. Cruel whips no more shall crack. Riches more than mind can picture. Wheat and barley, oats and hay, clover, beans, and mingled wurzel shall be ours upon that day. Bright will shine the fields of England, pure shall its waters be, sweeter yet shall blow its breezes on the day that sets us free. For that day we must labor, though we die before it break. Cows and horses, geese, turkey, all must toil for freedom's sake. Beast of England, beast of Ireland, beast of every land and clime, hearken well and spread my tidings of the golden future time. Well, I would say that's pretty crazy. Benjamin Franklin. Oh, yeah. This is all. Let's try this one. Image is everything in this world. Liberty Bell. Gray horse equals liberty. Liberty equals new territory of Northwest United States. This will become the new DC 51st state combination. Washington, Oregon, Idaho. I don't know, I think it says printing PA Gazette. Free press, expose all sides to issue. Oh, what is this? Sorry, it just gets crazy around here. Massalia and a asteroid named after a city. Dawn satellite. Dracula, Italian. Location, asteroid belt. Astronomer, Annabel D. Gasparis on September 19th, 1852. Next night, Jean Cornac also found something named Queen Cyrus, Ice series, ancient name, Sainter of Mag, 9.4, ancient midnight. Oh yeah, that's important right there. But anyways, I don't want to take too long, and I'll look into that later. Um, See, these are writings that I've done at a time that I know were same topics. And I can just say this. It's a cross in my pocket. Somebody gave me that. Do not be afraid. I am always with you. Alright, Los Gates.